What's up? Big Herc 916. Positivity, motivation. Never settle for average. You know how we do it over here, man. Go pick up some merch at nsfa.co and represent. Going down on December 18th. We're doing a live stream on Fresh Out YouTube. We're doing a Christmas big bag giveaway with Herc and Sinister Monopoly. So we will be giving away some cool prizes. For the giveaway, we're going to be doing a raffle. We'll be having the raffle link up real soon. Check the social media. Fresh Out series on IG, Big Herc 916 on IG, Sinister Monopoly on IG. But it will be going down December 18th, 5 p.m. Pacific time, live on IG, and it will be some cool stuff being given away. So mark your calendar for that. So the Matrix has tried to correct itself with this Jerry Jones discovery that he was in a picture. I mean, how many years ago was it? 50, 60 something years ago, at a school, looking on as black kids tried to attend class and white kids protested, tried to keep the kids from the school integration during the Jim Crow laws. And this is going on in the 60s, and 60 years ago, 60-something years ago, they found a picture and they put it out on social media, which somebody's, they got all kind of stuff just waiting to unleash it. But they found a picture and Jerry Jones in the back looking on, among other white kids, white students. And I'm not here defending Jerry Jones as far as what he was doing at the time. I'd done a lot of stupid things as a young person, and you live and learn. And I've talked about those things and said my piece with those things I've done that have harmed other people. But that's not the gist of this. Is the talk about whether or not Jerry Jones should come on social media and start apologizing for his position 60-something years ago. What I'm saying is that they found that picture to try to save face for these black social media influencers who took a wrongful position on Kyrie. So now this is their chance to try to reclaim some of the lost positioning they've had by losing Twitter followers or IG followers or just social media followers in general. LeBron, his position is, hey, you guys didn't ask me about, the Jerry Jones picture. You guys didn't want to ask me about that. You're playing basketball. You're at a press conference and you're saying, why don't they ask you about that? Well, they did ask you about Kyrie, and you threw him under the bus. Just like Charles Barkley threw him under the bus. Just like Stephen A. initially threw him under the bus, just like Shannon Sharp initially threw him under the bus, just like Shaquille threw him under the bus. And now you guys can jump on this to try to, get some credits back. And I'm quite sure, this is all orchestrated. None of this stuff is by chance. There's nothing on ESPN, these Fox Sports, these channels, that is by coincidence. They put these things when they see how it could possibly affect Nike's brand now, because more people stood with Kyrie than they thought. they're saying a lot of these guys are cooning. You get looking in the comments, people are they're just sick of these athletes not having any backbone, and so now they can jump back on this race card to try to save face on the other situation, which was a tweet. He didn't even say anything racially about those people. He just put a tweet out, and everybody took it and ran with it. And now, they got to find something else to reverse the sentiment, because Kyrie has, said his apologies, even though he never said anything to begin with. And he's come out of this thing smelling like baby powder, smelling good, fresh. And he's just been honest and, just said, hey, man, I made a mistake by the tweet, but I didn't say anything wrong. I just found something, and I found it interesting as far as certain things in there. And, I was crucified for it, for exercising First Amendment, the freedom of speech. And there's so many other people, like you say, if you want to go down the list of people who have said things about black people that haven't apologized. Howard Stern, there's multiple, other individuals who have said things, and, everybody's just been like, oh man, he's just a, comedian, whatever the case may be. But times have changed so much now that you can't say shit without catching slack. And like I said, he didn't even say nothing. He just sent a tweet. And once again, I haven't watched Hebrews to Negroes, and I'm not saying that I am in agreement with the documentary, but I'm just saying that there's all kind of documentaries on Netflix. There's things about people who have said things way worse, and Amazon's still profiting from it. So when people say, hey man, this is bad, blah, 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 well, why don't you take it up with the people who are actually streaming it, making all the money, and not the young brother who took a stance against the jab and who essentially is getting thrown under the bus for that. He's getting prosecuted for taking a stand against something that nobody wanted to say anything about, because we're supposed to just all obey and do what we're told. And as Arnold said, you have no freedoms. Perfect example of somebody who came to America and turned out to be just somebody contrary to what we stand for over here. But yeah, it's just interesting, man. I look at all this stuff and I just analyze it, and I look at what people follow, who people follow, and we all could have opinions and say things about certain topics. It doesn't mean they're necessarily right. It doesn't mean they're necessarily wrong. It's a viewpoint. I mean, certain things are on their face immoral, so they're not right, that they shouldn't be advocated in a mass sense. But when you're dealing with this, what they consider global matrix, and how they want people to think and act, they're constantly pulling up material to influence the emotions of people who watch and view these different opinions and things that are said. I mean, these guys are making millions and millions of dollars to say certain things, to get people to be persuaded a certain way. You don't even realize that why you're buying certain shoes. You just know that it feels good, and you've been programmed to feel good when you put these shoes on, or when you drive this car, or when you listen to certain music. You're being programmed, and you don't even think about why. You don't even know why you have certain thoughts. Most people in their life don't have any original emotions or thoughts. They've been totally defined by somebody else, and they're cool with it. Because once they begin to break that down, they have no identity. And it's a painful process. but they don't have a reason to break it down because they've been living their life and they just go along with it and they do things just like a lot of these people. I mean, you know, money is a great way to justify certain things because you say, if I got the money, I must be better than you. And that's what people say. You know, this guy has more money, he's smarter than you, you should listen to him. And Stop
walking around with a crusty butt, smelly ball sack, and a funky hoo-ha. Big Herc said, wash that ass. Pick you up a t-shirt at freshoutseries.com. Hello, I'm Big Herc 916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.